Welcome back to GrowthTV and ACG Production. I'm Carolyn Vallejo. Today we're back with Ronjohn Dadd. He's Senior Director of Product with SS&C Intralinks to talk about the evolution of AI in the deal-making process. Ronjohn, welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Now, the last time we spoke about a year ago, we were talking kind of more theoretical. How can AI potentially help deal makers? This year, we're seeing some really tangible applications of the technology in the space. What's changed over the last year?
What's changed? It's a loaded question. A lot has changed. I sat here last year and talking about, everybody's exploring, trying to figure things out, and really unsure about how they should utilize it, but, accepting that they probably should. Over the past year, it's gone from theoretical and, exploration to true acceptance and implementation. When we, moved from, deal makers gathering in a room and having documents physical, moving to the cloud, that took, multiple years, tens of years. And, that change, I personally thought would take a little bit longer for AI. But this year, we've not only seen people accept it, but implement it, and they have full teams at some of the largest banks in the world figuring out how they should implement AI. They have started implementing it and then seeing how far it can go. So, the change over the past year has surprised me and how fast it's come along, but people are actually utilizing and experiencing the value of that it can bring to them.
Okay, well, that's good news, but some people would say that AI is kind of a solution in search of a problem, especially when it comes to deal making. What are some of the biggest pain points in deal making that are really being solved by AI today?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of solutions out there that are searching for a problem, but I would say there's vast amounts of problems that can be solved in the deal making landscape by AI. And I think the easiest one to say where people have really taken to using AI is just on document and information analysis. Deals take long periods of time because of how much documentation and how much information they need to go through to make a smart decision. So the first iterations of AI has been about summarizing that information, but now it's taken further to analysis and being able to provide insights we would have had to take months to be able to get, but now we can get it, in a matter of seconds. So I think that is still, the biggest pain point and the most common use of AI today, but now it's taking a step further. Don't just provide me a summary, but provide me analysis and help recommend the decision or direction I need to go, or what else should I be looking for? That's really where we've seen it take the next step. And I think that pain point continues to exist. It's all about how do we use that information in a smart way once we get it out.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it's kind of an evolution, and it'll be really exciting to see what other pain points are going to be most effective and solved by AI. So as more people kind of adopt this technology, a lot of people are still a little hesitant. They're maybe a little overwhelmed or intimidated by the tool. What are some tangible first steps that deal makers can take to adopt AI?
Yeah, and I said this last year, and I think our session, but it still stays the same. The first step in doing this is, rather than go and look for AI, look internally. We have to do a full look at all of our processes, all the things that we do, all the jobs that we have to get done on a daily basis, and figure out, all right, where are there operational inefficiencies? Where are people spending the most time? Once you get that full landscape of your entire deal-making process from start to finish and hone in on the areas that have inefficiencies, that's the first starting point. Then we can go out and start searching for solutions, and that still holds true. But one thing I'll say that I've noticed over the past year that's a little bit different than not just first look internal, map out the entire process. It'll take a long time to start, but then you'll have it all laid out and figure out your inefficiencies. But I think the big thing is when you start to go out and test and find solutions, it's not about just, testing once or twice, saying, yeah, this, helps here. You have to make sure that these tasks that you're solving for, that you do on a daily, weekly, regular basis, can be solved, efficiently at scale. A lot of times we see, oh yes, this works very quickly for now, but if they don't look at it from a scale perspective and it's not built into their workflows, it makes it easier. You may have caused just another problem within your process. So I think first thing, again, got to look internal, find where the gaps are, and then when you're going out and finding solutions, make sure that they fit in your workflow process, that it's not causing more headache to take information from one place, put it into another, and then you've just caused a different gap or inefficiency.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, like I said, it's certainly going to be really interesting to see how AI continues to play out in the space. There's definitely a lot of potential there. So, Ronjohn, thank you so much for joining GrowthTV again. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much for having me.